Coach Addison been like as you've gotten to know him early on here?
I love Coach Addison. I think everybody in our room would agree on that. He's a very not only smart coach, but very passionate about what he does. I feel like I've learned so many things since, like, between the winter and up until now, past 2 days of practice we've had with him. I couldn't be more excited to be able to pick his brain for these next few months that we have together and, make myself a better player myself. And I know he's going to skyrocket this room that we have as well.
Can you describe that room and just how deep it is with guys, older guys, younger guys, new guys?
No, our room is huge, and honestly, talent-wise, we couldn't ask for a better group of guys that we have in that room. The older guys have been big on trying to, help bring our younger guys up, and honestly, just make sure that they know the plays is the biggest thing. Making sure that they know what to do so that they can use the great athleticism and their great talent to be able to play 100% full speed on the field when they get in.
Marques, do you guys, not so much you, but do you feel that there is urgency or a different kind of pressure that exists within a room like yours where there are so many players and everybody here knows that there can only be 105 come the first game?
Honestly, we haven't really been, that really hasn't been a very vocal part of our, we haven't just been talking about, people have to go because, we know that already. I feel like more so than anything, everybody's just coming in and working their butts off every day to, prove that they belong here and prove that they should be on this team. Every guy in our room, I feel like, has the potential to be on this team in the fall. And I actually mean that, from a player standpoint and from, just a friend standpoint, everybody's working hard, and honestly, that sucks, that we can't bring everybody with us. But at the end of the day, that's just where the game of college football is going today, and we just have to accept that. But on a day-to-day basis, I feel like these guys are coming in and working their tails off.
What's your brother ready to do this year?
Hopefully he's ready to play. I've been on his tail a lot this offseason, just making sure, all the small stuff, you can't do the same stuff you did your freshman year, really has been the most, vocal part of what I've been saying to him. You got to make new mistakes. You can't make the same old mistakes. So, he's been doing well, though, so I'm excited.
How have you seen him grow since he got here?
Honestly, just his maturity. I've been living with him since forever at this point. So I've kind of had a long time to see him grow in maturity. But, the little stint I had when I was here and he was in high school, it's like day and night, the person he is. And honestly, as an older brother, it makes me proud to see. It makes me feel like I'm doing something right.
Hey, Marques, with the coordinator change, how much change could we see? I know with the offense, kind of a similar deal. Dana Holgorsen took over late last year. Now he's fully in charge. Could you see that with John Butler? You think he's going to make a lot of tinkers and changes to maybe what you guys do on defense?
I think Coach Butler has come in with what he thinks will work for us the most. I don't think it's necessarily been we haven't really been, the old stuff was out the window when Coach Butler became our coordinator. So I think everything Coach Butler has given to us, as far as coverages and defensive scheme-wise, I feel like it's great. And I feel like he's a brilliant coach. Nobody in the country probably studies football more than that man and knows football more than him. And it's really impressive to see it, if you sit down and have a deep conversation with him. So, yeah, I'm fully confident in everything that Coach Butler's bringing to the table, and I'm excited to see how it runs.
What benefit is it that a lot of you guys have worked with him closely already and can bring that to the rest of the defensive guys this year with him now as the coordinator?
Obviously, him not just coming in freshly means a lot. We already had that relationship for a year, whole season with each other. But, you know, he's a very vocal guy, you know. He's always, during practice, these past 2 days at least, he's all around the field. He's in everybody's face. He's in everybody's meeting room. So, you know, I think he has it under control, getting the whole defense to, you know, really feel the love from him. And everybody has the chance to, you know, actually build that close relationship with him.
Hey, Marques, is it safety or corner? Where do you think you'll be doing work this spring?
So far, I've been playing safety, but obviously I'm good wherever they put me at. I feel like this is a team game. You know, you have to play where the team needs you, and that's why I pride myself on working so hard on the field, but also like off the field, watching film, you know, going back to last year's film, watching games, like tape of myself from last year, just trying to nitpick every little thing that I did last year to, you know, make myself just a little bit much better.
And to have two guys in your room who are coming back and maybe weren't expected to, in Javen Wright and Deshaun Singleton, to go out there and practice with those guys right now, as old and experienced as they are. Can you speak to that?
Oh man, Deshaun to tell you firsthand, I was on his butt when he was talking about leaving and going to the league. But you know, I'm just grateful that they came back. It's not a lot of times you get to play with guys that you built such a great relationship with, especially like those two. They had the opportunity to leave, and you know, they came back. So for them, it's really just, or for me, it's just like we can't let this go out the window in a bad way. You know, we have to finish with a bang together. Like, none of us came back for no reason, and you know, that's how we've kind of been carrying ourselves lately.
Donovan, read on these the new look wide receivers and how they can build you guys up too, going against them all spring.
Our receiver room is elite, to say like the least about those guys. You know, a lot of speed, great size. It's kind of a lot of variety in that room, and you know, we say iron sharpens iron around here, and these past 2 days of practice have been nothing but that, you know, constant back and forth between us and the receivers. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's not going to do anything but make both sides of the ball that much better. So I'm excited to see the rest of spring ball against these guys with our guys. It's been very competitive, and, you know, it's fun.
What was your level of satisfaction with the play of the defense last year, and then the secondary in particular?
Dissatisfied, not up to. I feel like if you ask any guy that played on that defense last year, nobody's going to be happy with like the outcome of anything, because we didn't win every game and team scored points, and the way we carried ourselves, that I hate speaking about last year, but you know, those guys on that team had a lot of pride in what they did, and it was a lot of work and hours throughout the week that went into like prepping for games on Saturday, that, you know, when you lose after doing that for so long, it's almost like a letdown, obviously. So all we're focused on now is cleaning up any mistakes that we made last year. So like I said with my brother, we can't make the same mistakes we did last year, and we have to be a whole new defense than we were last year as well, because we have new personnel. So just trying to figure out how to adjust our defense with the talent that we have now is probably the biggest thing for us.
Donovan Jones turned a lot of heads at the bowl game. What have you seen from him so far this offseason into the spring, and how is he going to carry that momentum with him?
Donnie's great. You know, he's another kid that, you know, he can play probably anywhere on the field. He has the athletic ability to do whatever. So for Donnie, it's really just keeping his head down and continuing to work. You know, he had a great end of the year last year, so just using that momentum to carry over into this spring, and then using that momentum carry on into the fall, and then hopefully into the season.
Marques, over the course of your career and for years, spring ball has always culminated in the red-white scrimmage, which isn't going to happen this year. Instead, it's Husker games. What was the players' reaction to learning that you're going to do something different for the final day of the spring season?
Well, honestly, I haven't really thought anything about it. You know, I've seen a couple things on like Instagram and stuff like that, but that's not really been like any other player's main focus or anything like that. Obviously, we want the fans to have that, you know, that time before the season to come together and, you know, cheer us on and stuff like that. That's always great. But right now, I just think our focus is mainly on creating the best team that we can create, and not even just that, having the best culture that we can possibly have right now.
Anything else, Marques? All right, thank you.
Thank you.